Disney ought to be shown to kids. You heard me. I don't think Disney's safe for children. Now, you know why I say this? Let's face facts. We have yet to see a Disney movie portray actual mobile themes like they did in the past. In the modern day, it's only going to get worse. People running Disney now thinks that all their prior films are less sophisticated and they're ashamed of them. Granted, they thought those were more sophisticated than the original fairy tales, but whatever. And because of this, they portray morals such as like celebrating the triumph of evil over good in the Acolyte. That it's okay to disobey your parents in turning red. That every wish, no matter how good or bad, is good in Wish. I'm saying, looking at this, I'm like, dude, what the heck are they doing with these stories? Like, seriously, what the hell? And look, did Revenge of the Sith celebrate the triumph of good over evil? No. But you know what? It was a good movie back in the day because sequels did not exist. According to George, that was what had to be done in the story. Apparently Disney took that and was like, the Chosen One prophecy has been mucked up because we're making a nobody do his job. Who's not the Chosen One. I'm like, what are they even fucking doing? And they made Luke die of getting tired. Like, what the hell? And you know, even though I want to see Revenge of the Sith's anniversary screening, I am going to see it. Now that I got somebody to agree to it, I'm going to say this. Not looking forward to how depressing it'll feel knowing how the saga currently ends. Whereas when George did it, he knew what he was doing. And granted, it's a lot less depressing if the current sequels do not exist. By having the Resistance and First Order trilogy exist, you basically turn this into a much more depressing story. Much more depressing. And not doing the George Lucas sequels is the worst thing of all. Inspire Final Fantasy. Also used some of that inspiration for Kingdom Hearts. You know what happened? How he feels now. Now, Wars, in my head, was a lot more mature of a franchise than Disney could ever possibly handle. Game TV, Potter, and maybe even stuff like Succession, which I'm about to see with my mom. Wise, we were going to get something to tie into that called Star Wars 1313, which was going to get a rating. Haven't. And before that, we had stuff like Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Fine, stick to the toxic old graphic version. was the Empire on N64. It wasn't on PS1, by the way. Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, 2004 and 5. Were better games than what we got in Star Wars Battlefront 2015 and 17. And Disney knows that. The only thing that I think was sort of in line with stuff like, I don't know, the J Night of Game, those were censored because they didn't want you slicing and dicing stormtroopers' heads off or torsos off. Honest, this is not Star Wars anymore. If Disney ever gets their act together, rebrands themselves as the 20th Century Studios Company, and starts making R-rated Star Wars and Marvel content again, stories are a lot darker in the past, a lot brighter than what Disney wants portraying has portrayed in the older stuff, with still some level of darkness. For us real fans, all your Ann's, Leia's, they even deconstructed Anakin by telling the story the way they did, that implied it deconstructed it, making a non-chosen one. It's not the chosen one at all. Ending was so super weird. Wasn't a happy ending or a sad ending like we should have gotten. It didn't end in tragedy and didn't end in triumph. Sith, Empire, Rebellion. Buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers in the sand, and did have a lightsaber in that story. Unquote, murders so many good. Koreans are out there. They'd have to get better fight choreography in the in the second sequel trilogy they're playing, which is going to be a disaster. The end. End of Star Wars as we know it. The end of a franchise we used to love. And granted, we did not get. Granted, I think what we should have gotten. This isn't the only franchise Disney has done that is makes the future films more depressing. I think few films that shouldn't have existed. They said they wouldn't make Toy Story 4 after 3. They did anyways and made 5 too. Those shouldn't have existed because now whenever I watch the original trilogy, I go, he's gonna leave the toys and disappoint both Bonnie and Andy. It's gonna lead to the Rogue Buzz Lightyear plot when she gives up and watch a Skibbity toilet. No, no, no. And what else, huh? What else? You have the prequel to Monsters Inc. I wish we got 2 and 3. Like we should have only had 3 Toy Story films. University. This film had a massive, giant fucking plot hole in it. First film, we mentioned 4th and 5th grade. They teach each other. Second film, and the second prequel film, they didn't even teach each other. They actually cut the scene where that happened and declared it non-canon and made a film that didn't address that, where it needed to be addressed due to the fact that they all of a sudden be in college. Not only that, but it goes against the moral of the first movie, where the first movie, it says what they thought was fun and harmless fun was actually torture. They just continue in this, and it was like, yay, scare all you want. It's a little mean-spirited, isn't it? They have this scaring competition that should have no place in the universe in my eyes. Honestly, I don't consider University canon in my eyes. I don't. I don't think it's canon. Because not only is there a plot hole that makes it incompatible with the story, but the whole idea of the scare games makes no sense when you put first movie into account. The whole scarer card thing in that one scene doesn't work because this is an employee job, not a sports job. The scare game competition is mega wrong because it completely flies in the face against the first moral of this movie. And it's not a sport, it's a freaking job to generate energy. You think about it too hard, and I did back in the day. I did as a kid. I'm doing even so or so now. It breaks a purpose of the first movie. It breaks and shatters it. Like, Michaela, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish mentioned a scene that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, sure. Doing that, they tease a story that when we're ready to see, we'll see it. When we're ready to see it, we'll see what happened. The story that leads to us leaving Soft Plus at the church at Santa Clara. We'll see. But we already seen The Last Wish. We've seen Big Old Jack. We've seen Death Straight Up. We've seen The Wishing Star in the Dark Forest. Granted, Shift, I don't think a majority of you will have seen it. You better see it when it's possible because it is Firestorm. is the best Shrek story you will ever see in your life. Being done by competent people. Style that's done right. 3D, 2D hybrid. I don't think you guys have in the post-shift dimension. It's great, honestly. I think this movie was genuinely pure gold. So think about it from time to time. To think, I don't consider University canon because of the scare games. Because they cut a scene, made it so that the film does not actually work, is not compatible with the first film, from a storytelling perspective. A massive plot hole. Whereas the whole scare card thing got me off. If you consider the first movie, right? First movie literally showed that scaring is not a good thing. It's a big fat no-no. Another story is Toy Story 4, right? They character assassinate so many characters in that movie. It's not funny. Buzz wanted to do something. His button told him what to do, told him the opposite. He just went against his character. Forky ruined the story. Woody abandoned his friends when Aunt Bonnie and Andy needed him, meaning that went to go live with as a lost toy with Bo Peep. Because, quote unquote, Bo Peep he loved more than Jessie. And apparently, he disappointed Bonnie because when she finds Aunt Woody, would she not be there? He disappointed Andy as well. I'm just saying. That ain't okay. That ain't okay. And they said they wouldn't make a 3. They should absolutely they said they would make a 4. Or 5, for that matter. They said 3 would be the last one. Toy Story should have been the one to get the prequel trilogy, not Monsters. But regardless, let's move on to the Multiverse Saga. If I was going to talk about the bad points of the saga, we'd be here all day. Apparently, the saga I heard was so cringe. It caught that ended up getting desperate and cast Robert Downey Jr. to play Doctor Doom because they think right now he's the only guy who can do it. And granted, that made this whole Multiverse Saga suck. Big fat monkey cock. Like, what the hell? Like, this is just emblematic. Don't even get me started on that movie about wishes and how I feel as if they should have made it 2D. We're not mentioning it other than that part this today. Staying away from Disney alone. Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars, and that's it. Granted, I think if they really wanted to, if they wanted to make money, they wouldn't have done a Monsters Inc. land. They would have done a land based off of Inside Out because that's what's popular right now. Granted, I do think they need to do an Inside Out land eventually when they have the talent to do so and the parks are safe again. Still don't think that vertical lift mid-air suspense coaster is going to be safe. But they need to put not just Toy Story and Monsters Inc. land in Hollywood Studios now, but Inside Out land as well. That I think would fit Inside Out because just like Toy Story, which has what 5 installments, Inside Out they are saying is going to have 5 stories to boot. Anyways, see ya. Bye. But, oh yeah, I'm going to finish up. Okay, fine, we'll finish up. Point is, I want to go see the Revenge of the Sith screening. I'm going to do it knowing that it will be much more depressing. Sequel trilogy that exists. Thanks. Knowing what happened in that trilogy will ruin this story for me. Okay, bye.